Hey guys, welcome back to the Film Fan Club. Sam Carrico here. I just wanted to let you know right at the top that this video will have spoilers in it, so you've been warned. Hey, so Sherlock finally jumped the shark. Yeah, seriously, no, this episode was not good. The final problem, aka the other problem that's not the final problem, and it's probably not even going to be the final problem in this show because the cast is coming back for season 5, and then the final problem storyline they already did in the Reidenbach Fall, so this isn't even really the final problem. But at least they finally got back to the Moriarty thing, the miss me at the end of the last season. I guess that was just Euros. Euros used Moriarty's likeness to draw Sherlock out of hiding because Euros was the one who talked Moriarty into having a thing for Sherlock to begin with through a 5-minute conversation, but she didn't want him to kill Sherlock, but she didn't want to blah 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 blah. But God, this show sucked. This episode sucked. I love the show. I love Sherlock. Seasons 1, Seasons 2 are fantastic. Season 3 is a minor step down, but I still like it. You know, I had fun with it. This Season 4 just made me mad, guys. Episode 1, it's episode 2 was the best of the series, the season. Episode 1 was all about the Agra stupid storyline, which I didn't care about at all, the stupid Mary subplot. And then the episode 2, we actually had a fun, unique villain and a fun, unique story and a fun, unique plot and everything. That was cool. And then episode 3, we get this really contrived, convoluted, long-lost sister storyline because Sherlock, I guess, forgot about her because Mycroft programmed his brain that way, or mixed with Sherlock blocking her out of his memory, but he became the person he is because of who Euros was. And we go back to her storyline, or the beginning of their childhood. We go back to their childhood a lot, and we realize that Euros was this really creepy child who kidnapped things and killed things and like cut open her own arm, and then they ask her if she can even feel pain, and she's like, which one's pain? And that's a really cool concept because it's like the idea that Sherlock Holmes is so smart in, like, when it comes to mathematics and literature and history and science, but he's not good when it comes to human interaction or the human experience. You know, he's good at human anatomy, but it's not good at what it's like to be human. You know, it's kind of that weird sort of thing, and it's Euros was like that to the extreme. It's like, which one's pain? She's like this almost like god level type of thing, and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with what's her motivation. I don't understand what Euros's motivation is, because then they go to meet her. They go to meet Euros, who's now being held in this giant prison. But I don't know who. But then whenever they get inside the prison, they realize that everyone that she's ever interacted with, which is a lot of the people in the prison, they've all been compromised because she's so smart, she can just tell them to do stuff or whatever. She's got like mind control because she's just so smart or whatever. And everything turns around on him, and then Sherlock, Watson, Mycroft, and this other guy are all stuck in a cell together, and then the show just becomes Saw. And I'm like, why did it become Saw? This isn't Sherlock Holmes. And then people start killing themselves. They're like, this is a really depressing thing. I didn't like this episode. I don't understand why. What's the point of Euros having the Sherlock choose who dies and who what's the point of all this stuff? I don't understand what the point of it is. I don't understand what the point of it is. So meanwhile, we're dealing with this whole storyline where there's this kid who's in an airplane, everyone's asleep on the airplane, and she's flying, and it's gonna crash eventually, and Sherlock's is on the phone with her, physically talking to this young person on the phone, and is trying to save her, and then eventually gets revealed that's just Euros, and he's like, oh, you created the perfect metaphor in your head for what's going on. And I'm like, that's just so Moffat, just, you know, come on, Moffat. You're not a genius. You're not a genius, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you. You created the perfect metaphor. It's like, no. The beginning of this show started out like a Doctor Who episode where it's this kid on the plane, and the thing's gonna fall, you know, crash eventually. He's got to save her, and that's cool and everything. But then they switch it, and it's like, no, that's Euros. And so who was he talking to? Was he talking to Euros using a woman's voice, a child's voice? Was he talking to an actual child somewhere that Euros had tortured into saying these things? Because I don't know, because Euros is freaking crazy. And then eventually it all ends up with Sherlock having to rescue Watson because because Watson is being trapped in a well somewhere in the same well that Euros killed his best friend in as a kid. Again, why is Euros doing all this stuff? I don't know, because she wants attention. There's literally a scene where she like talks about the reason she killed Sherlock's best friend whenever they were kids was because she wanted to play too. She's a genius! She's a genius! She cares about wanting to play. She's the same person that doesn't even know what pain is, but she has emotions enough to want to be able to play with her brother, but she understands that good and evil are not the same thing. Happiness and sadness are both irrelevant emotions, but all this higher level stuff, but then she just wants to play, and that's why 30 years later she goes on this killing spree that brings Sherlock into this... Screw you, show! That was stupid. Stupid. That was just... I don't understand. Am I missing something? I understand, yeah, the Moriarty thing, and Moriarty comes back as well. Moriarty comes back, and because the way they wrote the whole Miss Me thing was, okay, well, Moriarty came 5 years ago and talked to Euros and recorded a bunch of messages for Sherlock, because she explained to how this whole thing's going to play out to Moriarty in a 5-minute conversation, and they record like 28 minutes worth of material in a 5-minute conversation without a video camera, and then the whole concept of... So, I mean, season 3 ends with this awesome cliffhanger, recorded message of Moriarty saying, "Did you miss me?" And then we found out that the whole reason he did that was because Euros was like holding up a camera and was like, "All right, now say, 'Did you miss me?' All right, now say, 'Tick-tock, tick-tock.' All right, now say, 'Holmes killing Holmes.'" It's just the whole idea of, because they try and bring the, as they all, movie trilogies or shows try and do when you reach the end of the line, is you try and tie it back to the beginning of the show. So they're trying to bring Moriarty back posthumously after he's dead, and it just doesn't work, because the whole time I'm picturing him on the screen, I'm picturing him just reacting to Euros saying, "All right, now say this. All right, now say this." So it's not menacing, because I don't think... it's not Moriarty. I really honestly think that after they filmed the season 3 finale, they were like, crap, so how are we going to bring Moriarty back? And then they thought about it, and they're like, shit, we got nothing. How are we going to bring Moriarty back? We promised. Well, shit. Let's do something else. And then they did something else. And then what they did was really convoluted, stupid, didn't have any... it wasn't really referential to the comic, or excuse me, the books, because I don't think that Mycroft and Holmes, I don't think they ever had a sister, so this is entirely original, entirely from Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss' head, and it's just bad. I didn't like it. I didn't like this episode of Sherlock. What did you guys think? It is a little bit better than... Okay, I'm crapping on it a lot, but that's just because I reacted to it. I was very invested in the storyline, and what happened to it I didn't like, so I mean, obviously I'm going to get a little angry, but I do think it is a little bit better than... I would rather watch this episode than the first episode of the series, so... I guess that's good, whereas I gave the 6 Thatchers like a 3.5 out of 10, I'll probably give this one a 4 out of 10. Actually, no, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. I'm just going to, yeah, screw that. No, 3 out of 10, because this episode pissed me off a lot more than the very first episode of the series, of this series. So, whoo! What did you guys think of the final problem? Is it really the final problem? Do you think even though the cast signed on for another season, the reaction to this season will be so bad they don't do another season? Should Stephen Moffat keep writing? Should Mark Gatiss keep writing? Should Benedict Cumberbatch keep playing Sherlock Holmes? Do you think they can redeem themselves? Let me know in the comments section below. Hey, thanks for checking this video out. If you like it, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. We got more TV recaps, movie reviews, movie news, podcasts, the whole shebang. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well, @Samuel D. Carrico. Thanks a lot. You have a good one.